How many of you know that this is your time? That the time is now? And how many of you are ready to step into being an influential, inspirational leader? Raise your hand. That time is now. Well, this is what we're going to talk about today. And Chris, I'm going to hand it over to you to explain the details over here.
All right. Welcome. I'm very excited to have you all here. During this little bit of time we have, we want to talk about something brand new that we're doing, and it is our Limitless Founding Partner Program. And Carson, you are streaming this. If your team, Andrew, if we can go back and forth and hit the slides, because I prepared just a little bit of information. And to help you with this, there's a couple of handouts that my team have. So Christy Richards, if we can get the first handout going right now, this is the one that is called Limitless, Empowering Personal and Financial Success. So my team's going to get this first one handed out. And I just want to give you a brief overview of what it is that Limitless is really about. Ultimately, there are 4 different paths that we provide for helping people grow. The first one is your personal growth. Limitless puts on a number of different kind of events. And every month we put on our 3-day event. And many of you are here learning about Limitless for the first time. How many of you can think of some people that you would love to invite to one of our future Limitless events? And wouldn't it be great if the people you love and care about shared this experience with you? It's amazing how this is a really great atmosphere for deepening connection, deepening relationships. The second one that we have is what's called life-changing mentorship. There's a variety of different ways in this document we detail that you can work with us. For example, how many of you are familiar with our Inner Circle program? Okay, this is some of the most thorough and aggressive mentoring that we do. We also have our Mentor Maker program for those that want to take the stage. And how many of you have a desire of becoming mentors in your life? Powerful. And there's a number of other ways that you can participate with us. The third is service. What's the third one? Service. And how many of you are aware that you can come to Limitless events and that you can serve and that you can be helping other people grow? And do you know that there are these limitless points that we give you that you can attribute towards some of the programs that you're trying to work towards? Were you guys aware of that? Some cool things to be aware of. This fourth and final one is what my team and I are here to talk about, which is financial empowerment. What is it? Financial empowerment. Now, I'm not going to go deeply through this document, but I want to tell you about each of the individuals that are up here on the stage briefly because, I look at each one of them and we have a huge history together. So everyone knows who Dana is. Can everyone say hi, Dana? Hey, Dana. Dana remains one of our powerhouse ambassadors. She invites amazing people to our event. She's been one of our top enrollers of bringing people into the event and sharing the experience. And I can look around the room and see some of you like Megan. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't know Megan if it weren't for you, Dana. And so Dana's not just a leader in Limitless, but she shows up big. Next, we got Stephen. Can we give Stephen a shout out? Stephen and I have been business partners for years, and Stephen is a master recruiter, traveling around the country, hopping on planes, and knows how to sit and have these amazing conversations of who are you, what do you want to do with your life, and is it time to get going? And Stephen is a mover and a shaker, and he knows how to make that happen and is responsible for countless value that's been created for individuals over the last decade in our organizations that we've worked with. Next, we've got Marianne Donovan. Let's give her a shout out. Hey, Marianne. Marianne is one of those warrior producer women and just knows how to get things done. She has brought countless people to Limitless since it very first started. She as well is one of our experts in Belief Breakthrough. And I'm really excited for her to be here on our panel with our leadership team sharing this new opportunity because these are the leaders that are going to help you with the opportunity of becoming a Limitless founding partner because they know how to do it and they do it very, very powerfully. And finally, we've got Delwyn. Let's give him a shout out. Hey, Delwyn leads our weekly Mentor Me training. It's live, it happens in Orem, it gets streamed. And how many of you like the idea of a little mini Limitless for leaders every single week? Just get a taste, jump in and have an experience. And Delwyn puts an amazing team together each week to provide incredible training on leadership, influence, and does these really wonderful unlocking processes like you see here at Limitless. So friends, this is the team that's going to be help sharing this. Can you give them a huge welcome and round of applause? So I'm just going to have you guys interject and jump in at any moment with what we're going to share. The first thing that we're hitting here that you can find in this document is that with Limitless, you can earn money and you can earn points. You can earn what?
Money and points.
Money and points. And we keep it really simple. When people decide to participate and join one of our programs, like you can see Inner Circle, if you're a tribe member, everyone who loves Limitless is a tribe member. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to do anything. And what's going to happen is if you invite someone to Limitless and they decide to participate in any of our programs, if they join the Inner Circle, we give you 2,000 points. Points act like dollars, so it's $2,000 towards any of the Limitless programs. We do this because we've got some people here that would love to manifest mentoring, and that might be the very best way for you to start into any of our programs. How many of you can think of programs you know about with Limitless that you'd like to be able to get started at some point in the future? This is a really wonderful way to make that happen. And on the other sides, we see that word ambassadors. What is it?
Ambassadors.
Our ambassadors, they sign up and they pay a small monthly fee anywhere from $19.95 a month up to $99 a month, depending on what level they're playing at there. And I want you to see something with our ambassadors. If someone actually joins the program, you have a choice between either, instead of 2,000 points, you actually get $2,000. By the way, is that a nice thank you check to put in the mail?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or you can take instead 4,000 points. So that's a ton of points to put towards any one of the Limitless programs. Does this make sense? So super simple way to work on manifesting some income, also manifesting points. So that's one of the two basic concepts before we get into the real opportunity that today is about. And here's the second one. We now pay out quarterly bonuses, which means every single calendar quarter, if you have 2 or more people enroll in one of our higher level programs, we actually bonus you a 25% bonus on your commissions. If you have 3 or more in a quarter, it's 50%. If it's 4 or more, it's 75%, which basically means that instead of paying you a $2,000 thank you check, we could be sending you a $3,500 thank you check. Does that make sense? Now, Dan, I just want to come to you on this for a second because as you jumped really headfirst into Limitless land, you gathered a bunch of your friends and family together and put on like a little mini Limitless experience called a grand opening. And you guys had how many people there in that meeting?
We had, I think it was right around 120 because there were some people online too, but 100 people showed up.
So I had 100 people show up, shared the message of Limitless, and within a couple of months, yet a number of those people, friends, family, enrolling, getting started with Limitless. What was that like for you?
Oh, I loved the opportunity to just invite people. It's something that I choose into to just share the message, share my joy. That's really what I'm doing. And so inviting people and seeing people choose in was so phenomenal because my friends are coming to play with me. I was so excited. We were going to create, and it's just this fun experience to see people step into their greatness and to see them expand and grow in such phenomenal ways that at times there's these beautiful moments that are so unforgettable where my friends have come to me and said, Dana, thank you. Thank you for being the catalyst for me to change my life. And those moments are so priceless. They're so priceless and they're so wonderful. And it gets me excited and inspires me to keep going and keep changing. And so they're priceless memories for me.
That is so beautiful. Let's give it up for Dana. That's awesome. Marian, I want to come to you too because you over the last year and a half consistently invited so many people to Limitless to share this experience. What is your why behind that? What is it that drives you to want to share this message with people everywhere?
It's a really good question, and the answer comes in so many different ways. I cannot have something that tastes so good and not share it. You know, many of you have heard of this orange juice principle, where if I have someone come over to my house and I'm drinking this really, really yummy orange juice and I'm just sitting here by myself and I'm not going to share it with you, that just feels weird. Right? What do you do when you find something that you love, a movie or a book or a restaurant? What do? You tell people about it. Why? because you love it and you want to bring that joy, that passion, that fun, whatever it is into their world. And so that's what it is for me. I have learned in my world that through Limitless, suffering is optional. It's obsolete in my world now. I learned that here. I've learned through all of the mess that I've been through that it's an optional thing. Yeah, we get to have challenges, and I know everyone here does, and I know all of my friends and family have experienced challenges too. But when I have found something that works, I'd be ripping them off not to open my mouth.
I appreciate that. Guys, let's give it up for Marianne. That's beautiful. Last night during the wall, I was watching one of our staff members, Todd. You guys know Todd? Todd's team leading. His mom came. She had come the month before to come do the wall with him. His two sisters came to do the wall. I think they had the entire family there except for one sibling that I think they're all ganging up on now. And it was beautiful to see the new dynamic that is created on taking already a wonderful relationship, or even sometimes seeing strained relationships come together and say, wow, how can we achieve more and build more? And as we're building the Limitless community, even though there's compensation, or some of us are motivated by money, some of us are motivated by financial freedom, some of us are motivated by some of those points because there's some more mentoring that we'd like to get, and we'd like to snap our fingers and poof it into creation. And is there anyone here that would like to play deep enough with Limitless that rather than just referral checks, that it could actually turn into a full-blown transformation business? Okay, so that is another one of the things that I want to just briefly mention for you. It's in this document as well. I'm not going to read it, but what happens if you could manifest the mentoring you need? In the inner circle, you are going to receive the breakthrough skills and the business training, and we're going to help you launch a business where you get to be a practitioner of belief breakthrough. And it's hugely rewarding. I love launching that. Delwyn, I want to come to you on this because even just this last week, I remember just seeing the light in your eyes with all that excitement. And before you even told me what happened, if I can share, it was a really connective moment where I didn't even know what you were going to talk about, but you said, Chris, you've been watching out for my family. You said you were going to be my accountability partner, and you have shown up. And then you shared what happened for you, where you had another client come into your life that you got to do this amazing work with. And what was that? What's that like for you to know that what we're talking about here doesn't just have to be a hobby income or some income, but that it can be turned into something very substantial? What's that like? No longer having a job and knowing this is who I am and this is my mission, and I got this time freedom now, and this is the way that I spend my time.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, that's what I love about Limitless is the family that we've created, the community of coming together and supporting each other, and especially for Chris, who looks out for us and helps us to see our blind spots and what we need to work on. As you were talking about that, I thought, I used to be in your seats, and I used to say, I'm scared. I'm scared to tell anyone about what I do in my life because I don't feel like it's as important as what Chris Crone does. Look at this man stand up, and he can share so much, and he's accomplished so much. So how can I do that? But being part of a family that watches out for you and having a great brother there to give you the courage to move forward, that really helped me out a lot. It taught me a lot of things. And then the breakthroughs, right? Doing those breakthroughs to say, I have power. I am important in this world. And so for me, the big shift was saying, I'm important, I have gifts, and then there's a way to have it happen. There's a system. There's people behind me, the support that I need. And so it was amazing to get that kind of result. And it's not just this once. It's happened before, and it's continually happening. And it's just like, wow, this feels like a dream life, and that's kind of what it is, right? I'm getting the results I'm looking for, and I can't find that anywhere else. I've tried reaching out to other people and trying other things, and it just doesn't happen like that. This family is dedicated to creating that in our lives.
Awesome, guys. Let's give it up for Delwyn. I have a favorite memory of Delwyn joining the Inner Circle, and within a matter of days, he's texting me. He's like, all right, I've started using the script, and I think I'm ready to certify and belief breakthrough. What's my next step? And Delwyn has been eager like that throughout the entire journey, and it's a pleasure to watch him grow so aggressively. Well, what we're here to talk about for this segment is specifically called our brand new Limitless Founding Partner Program. Question, how many of you would like to make money with Limitless? How many of you would like to manifest the mentoring that you want with Limitless? And how many of you would be interested in a transformational business of your own? So I'm going to briefly touch on that, and here's what this opportunity looks like. Those of you who are actively enrolled as ambassadors in the program, this is also in that document, but these are the bullets of it, which is there are 4 major benefits if you qualify to become a Limitless founding partner. It is something that happens over a 120-day period of time. It is something timed, and anyone can achieve this rank and achievement. It's not limited to a certain number of people. It's for anyone during a short period of time. So this is a 4-month sprint. It's a what? 4-month sprint. Okay, and there are 4 things that you get. The first one is 25,000 Limitless points. How many of you know that you can trade that for any of the Limitless programs? So by the way, is that kind of cool? That's one of the biggest rewards, because here's what it's saying. We want to reward you with get the mentoring that you're searching for. Number 2, 100% cash bonus. This means that every referral check we double. So instead of sending you a $2,000 thank you check, we're sending you a what? A $4,000 thank you check. Instead of sending you a $5,000 thank you check, we're sending you a $10,000 thank you check, okay? Number 3 is we have designed, you can see it in the bottom right corner there, we've created a really beautiful Limitless Founding Partner signet ring. We've created one for men, we've created one for women, and so there's a custom ring that comes with this, special recognition at our events for our founding partners. And then the last one is that for all Limitless events, you gain VIP access for life. So come play, come mentor, come grow. And how many of you like those 4 benefits that you see on that stage right there? They're pretty exciting. How many of you would like to know what it takes to become a founding partner? Would that be helpful? So becoming a founding partner ultimately means that there are 4 people who join one of our higher level programs in a 120-day period of time. That means that of the people you invite to Limitless, one of them at each event on average, 1 per month, decides to engage in one of our higher level programs, which means that becoming a founding partner is just about helping invite the right kind of people to have this experience and share this experience, and it's condensed in a 4-month period of time. Now, these individuals on stage and I, over the last year and a half, have developed some of the most successful ways to easily and effortlessly invite people. Do you know how Sarah came to be here? I felt inspired to send her a Facebook message. So I sent her a message, and then you know what she said? I'm there. And it was awesome, and it was fun, right? You glad you came? I'm glad you came too. You've been front row the whole time playing all out, by the way. And so there are 4 specific things that we're going to be recommending today of activities that you can do to help find the 4 people over a 120-day period of time, and then you receive all the benefits of being a founding partner.
I have something I want to share to this real quick. Last year, we were at a inner circle retreat just across the way at the Zions Bank building. And one of the challenges was to invite people to come to Limitless, see how many people you can invite in the next hour and a half over lunch break. And so I thought, okay, let's do this. I went downstairs, left the building, started walking on the street. And as I passed a man on the street, I started just walking with him. And I said, he's going to go where he's going to go anyway. I'm just going to go with him. And so I started talking to him. Hey, where are you headed? What are you doing today? Oh, I'm just headed to a suit shop. They had a sale. Great. Hey, just down over here in Provo. Have you heard of Limitless? No, what's that? It's an amazing event. In fact, I have a free ticket. Why don't you come check it out? And I gave him the ticket and forgot about it. Didn't get his name, didn't get his phone number, anything. A year later, I'm sitting at the registration table, and this man comes up to me. He says, do you remember me? And I'm like, no. He says, I remember you. You gave me a ticket on the street. That man's name is Weston Cummings. He's in our inner circle now. Because we saw each other on the street for just a moment. Let it be a street interaction. Let it be a Facebook message. And whatever it is, if it comes from your heart, you get to make a difference.
Awesome, Marianne. And that is actually one of the most important points of this is it's easy to invite people to come to Limitless if your heart's in the right way. Because this is not about making money. This is not about business. First and foremost, what's the most important part of inviting someone to come to Limitless? It's giving people an opportunity to upgrade their life. I can't make Sarah change, but I can invite her here. And you know what she's chosen to do for 3 days? To play, to change, to have fun. And Sarah, do you think you'll ever forget that wall experience? Probably not. Have any of you ever forgotten your wall experience? That's just one of those of many, many memories and moments that we collect in our life. I don't know if I'm ever going to forget your princess crown right now. Has everyone seen her stand up? You got to check this out. She might as well be back from Africa. She looks great, doesn't she? Looks really good. Looks awesome. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to share these. Okay, go ahead. Oh, we'll do that. And Christy, we're going to do the second handout right now on the success system. So if our team can go ahead and... Oh, great. Well, we'll make sure that you get yours if you're missing one. We're missing a handout over here. And one here in the back and another couple, okay? So this is what we call our Limitless Success System, and it documents the 4 things that have proven to be the best, most fun, and easiest way to get people involved with Limitless. Would you like to know what those 4 are? Okay, you can't laugh at them because they're so simple. They're so ridiculously simple. The first one is having a meaningful conversation with people. Yeah. In this conversation, it's really simple. It's reaching out to someone you care about, and it's doing 3 things. How many? 3. Number 1, it's to share and tell them what you experienced. Number 2, it's to tell them why you thought of them. And number 3, it's to invite them to come and share an experience with you. It's that simple. And sometimes how many of you have ever been in business for yourself? If you've ever been in business for yourself, sometimes inviting people to do something can be kind of nerve-wracking and scary, can it? But not if you have a powerful why behind it, which is love. Sarah, just reaching out to you because you came to mind and I wanted to connect with you. Okay? It starts off with a conversation that simple. And tell them what you experienced. When you share Limitless, you don't have to tell them, oh my gosh, we walked on fire and someone burnt their toes off. You got to come to this thing, man. We walked into arrows and broke them on our throats.
Shh, you're not supposed to tell them.
Oh, whoops, that's this afternoon. That's...
Wait, we do what?
Nothing. We just sit and talk at you for hours. It's one of those lecture-based events. All right, so there is, I'm not going to go through all the details, but there's a script of some basic helpful hints on how do you have a 3-minute, simple, meaningful conversation. This conversation came to us a long time ago from Josh David. How many of you know Josh? So Josh, within his first Limitless invite, got 25 people to come to Limitless just by virtue of having a really connective conversation. The second one in here that's really simple is Marianne heads up our Go Social team. Has everyone heard of our Go Social team? Okay, so Marianne, tell them just briefly about our Go Social team and what that's all about.
So I love Limitless Go Social because everyone that you're looking for, everyone that has problems, everyone that's struggling with something, everyone that wants to share something, everyone that's celebrating, where do they go? Facebook. They're all on Facebook. And I have found a way to leverage Facebook to connect and find people who are looking for the message that you share. So as a part of Limitless Go Social, we show you the back-end formula of how Facebook works, how people are finding you, how to connect with people, and not in a numbers way, because you can go at any click farm and buy as many influencers as you want. but we are going for genuine, real, authentic, connected influence. And when you join our Limitless Go social group, we make a daily post and offer you ideas and suggestions and give you the formula on how to interact with people. I've studied psychology and social interaction for the past 7 years, and I've learned so much through my hands-on training and through what I've just studied and learned myself, that I have learned how people receive, I've learned how people give. I'm giving you every tool that you need to interact on social media to make the most influence possible. So we want you to be part of that group.
Awesome. So by the way, if you could spend 15 minutes a day learning how to create far greater influence and share a powerful message and even make money on Facebook, how many of you would like to learn how to do that? If you want to become a Limitless founding partner, then number 2 is sign up for Go Social. And what we're going to do is we're going to be teaching you those tips. They take very little time. And we're also going to share a proven message that if you share it with people, it produces a really high response rate and people interact with you. And a lot of people decide to come to Limitless because of it. And it works really, really beautifully. So that's the second one. Number 3 is Delwyn puts on our Tuesday 4 p.m. Mentor Me training live at our corporate office in Orem. And also, it's something that we stream right onto our Limitless Tribe page that you're all members of. Delwyn, can you just share with them briefly the kind of things they learn when they come to our influence meeting on training them how to promote and build and create?
Yeah, I can't get enough of Limitless. I enjoy these weekly meetings where we get to talk about what is holding you back from sharing, from growing in your life, from becoming that influencer that you want, because really that's my goal in the Mentor Me, is to help you understand what's holding you back and how to become that person that you're meant to be. And so these are exciting weekly intimate groups that we get together, we share these principles together, look out for each other, and really it's another one of my families that I love going to. I love receiving from them as much as I give in that moment. And so I highly encourage you, if you want to learn and grow and have a group of people to support you every week, then that's what we do. Mentor Me that's what it's set up for.
Awesome. And finally, I'm going to come to Stephen on this fourth and final one. I call it whale hunting. Stephen has a lot of experience with whale hunting, and that's more of a thingy that means something different. There's a word for that, but I can't remember what it is. And this is reaching out to influential people. Influential people have the ability to grow Limitless in really wonderful ways. How many of you know some of the thought leaders out there and influencers that are working on actively building and growing their own tribe and already display a great level of influence in their business? Yeah, who are some of the names out there that you guys are familiar with of people that you follow or people that you've learned from or other mentors that you have or other influencers? Rory Wade? Rory Vaden? Who else? Kirk Duncan? Who else? Greg Cardone? Who else? Tiffany Peterson. So many different people, a lot of different names of people out there. And there's ways to invite them to Limitless. Limitless can help grow their business. Stacy and Ann Webb, their business grows with what they're passionate about. And there's a way for us to share our Limitless stage with them. And that's a really great way to help you along the way too. Stephen, what's been your experience with reaching out to those people and trying to create some of those fortuitous relationships?
Yeah, so I just want to say a couple things. First of all, everybody has a circle of influence. And whether they are aware of it or not, oftentimes it just takes you identifying it for them and helping them see where their circle is, and then helping them understand how Limitless could help their circle of influence. Think about it. Think about your dentist that you go to. Think about the doctor that you just went and visited. Think about your mechanic. All those individuals have that circle of influence. And if you're a doctor and you own your own doctor's business, do you think that your doctor wants to improve his business, his practice? Do you think that if he understood the ideas of belief breakthrough that his practice would improve? If his staff and everyone that works with him attended Limitless, do you think that would increase his business, maybe double it, maybe increase it tenfold? Yeah. So it's this idea of thinking of individuals on that influencer basis. See them as influencers and help them tap into their circle of influence. All of a sudden now, these ideas and these goals that we've written out here, these $2,000 checks, the bonuses, they will start to roll in a lot more regularly. I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity.
Thank you, Stephen. And Marion, I don't want to put you on the spot and have you name the amount, but today was Limitless Payday, so you got a pretty sizable check. I only know because Brian was like, wow, you could buy a lot of junior bacon cheeseburgers with that.
Pizzas.
You could buy a lot of pizzas with that.
Pizzas with
That's usually, Brian usually uses the pizza analogy when it's a pretty sizable check.
It is, yeah. And I got to tell you, and this check that I got today, these checks get rolled out on a weekly basis. I make more in a week than my husband did working a 9-to-5 job in a month. This is how I retired my husband last year. This is how we do what we love and make our own hours doing it, and we are in charge of our time. If you were in the island yesterday, you heard me say this, that I don't have to ask for my time from anyone anymore because it's my time, and I do what I love. And I don't ever go to work. It's funny when people ask me online and on Facebook, what do you do for work? I'm like, what is this 4-letter word you keep using? I don't understand. Because I don't work. I do what I love. And I live my passion. I do what fuels me, what charges me, what energizes me. I don't go home from a day of 9 to 5 of, oh, I'm too tired to do anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, look what I learned this at Limitless today, and we're going to go out as a family, and let's go walk hunting, and we're going to have an amazing day. That's the kind of lifestyle I live, and I get paid to do it. It's awesome.
By the way, can you imagine for a moment trading an 8-hour workday for an 8-hour love day? Can you just imagine if like you just spent 8 hours loving and changing lives and being of tremendous service? Like, how many of you think that would be awesome? I know it is. Like, I love exactly what you're talking about. Now, you were talking real fast about you and your family going walk hunting. I don't know what that is, or maybe I just misheard.
Rock.
Oh, rock hunting.
That's what we're doing tomorrow. We're just going to go take the day tomorrow and go hunt for rocks in the mountains because it sounds fun and we want to. That's all we're going to do because we can. For the first time, can I just share this real quick? I had this dream, and I remember when one of my breakthroughs, my new belief and rewriting the script took me to Disneyland. And I went last year for the first time ever. I was 31 years old, and I went for the first time ever. We went with a group of girls. So this couple weeks ago, I just had this feeling of, I want to do that for my kids. When I was a child, Disneyland was for the rich kids, right? And I wasn't one of those rich kids. And I can remember walking up that sidewalk and walking through that castle, holding my kids' hands in my own, and just feeling this overwhelming sense of gratitude that said, I don't live a life I need to take a vacation from. I love my life, and this is another reason why.
Awesome. It's beautiful. So friends, in a moment, we'll take a couple of questions. I just want to wrap up that this is an opportunity for any of you that have been with Limitless for a while. This is open enrollment for becoming a Limitless founding partner. What that means is the clock is started over. Anyone who gets started, it's their first 120 days. For every one of you that have been with Limitless for some time, that 120 days starts when? It starts now. And you know what? We're not getting into the details of the training that you're going to learn from Go Social, that you're going to learn from your Mentor Me training. Because when we get into like the nitty-gritty details and talk about cut and paste this, do this, here's how you say it, amazing things end up happening. A lot of people's lives get changed. This for me is the biggest why. A person who has been stuck for years with one of their own limiting beliefs, who in a moment has the power to face it and change it. That's priceless. That's what we're here on this planet to do. That's what changes the world. Right now, how many of you know that the world is rapidly changing? Technology is changing, the world is changing. I got 4 little kids and I'm wondering, what kind of world am I leaving for them? And the principles that I grew up with great truth in my life. Limitless is just another opportunity for me to practice living it every single day. It's a powerful reminder that we've been saying, I've heard it my whole life, that most powerful gift, Chris, is your agency. If you use it, it can be. If you use it correctly, it will be. And that's really what this is all about, is awakening to the fact that this life is a precious gift, and do we treat it that way, and do we see it that way? So curious, by show of hands, how many of you would love to engage with us and help build and grow this incredible Limitless tribe and community? I want to invite you to be a part of it. I want to invite you to do that. And to do that, how many of you are currently enrolled as ambassadors? I know many of you are. So we got many ambassadors, some at the $19.95 level, some at the $99 level. And it's something that you can participate in. It comes with benefits. The $99 a month comes with Mentor Me. You also get bulk tickets. And today I wanted to throw out a bonus because we have never launched our founding partner program before. And so for every one of you that wants to engage with us, I'm here to give you a gift for the next 4 months, something we just normally don't do, which is it's at the bottom here, during your first 120 days, we're going to be giving you 10 Limitless tickets each month for your campaigns. And we're doing that. You're welcome. Our ambassadors get the $99 tickets for $20, and we encourage you to make sure that people, you can resell those. We normally recommend that you don't resell them for any less than at least $100. How many of you know that even though we call this a $499 event, that there's far greater value packed here than a $500 event? But those 10 tickets are for those of you that are here and those that are online that are saying, you know what, I'd like to go for founding partner. And what that would mean is hop on every day with Marianne for Go Social and learn what you got to do to maximize that social media influence, because a lot of how you get there will be through social media for some of you. For some of you, it's going to be working with me and Delwyn and the rest of our leaders in our weekly Mentor Me training, joining us in the office or over the video cam, where we're going to be training you on how to maximize your influence. And the next Limitless event for you to write down is June 14th through the 16th. Write that down. And the next Limitless is in July. I believe it's the 27th through the 29th. So June 14th through 16th, July 27th through the 29th, those are your first two and next opportunities to invite people to come to Limitless. And it's fun and it's easy, and we're going to walk you through and teach you the simplest and best ways of being able to do that. And any of you that want to join as one of our Limitless founding partners and join on that journey, we're just going to pass these clipboards around when we're all done here, and just get your name and contact information on there, because during your 120 days, we want to keep you up to date, send you some emails and some information, some reminders about tips and things that are working and how incredibly simple it can be. There's some really exciting things that we do that I'm not going to talk about here, but if you sign up for this, we'll be dropping them on you, and some of you are going to qualify over the next 4 months because a lot of what we have to share. So we're going to pass these around.
Both spouses will be signing up.
It's okay if both spouses sign up for that. Okay, so while we're passing that around,
Hey, Chris, I want to add one thing. I'm feeling,
I want you to add two things.
Okay, two things.
They're just adding this, they're just passing around the sheet that says if you're not an ambassador, make sure you become an ambassador so that you can participate. Go ahead, Dana.
Two things? Okay.
Or three.
Or three. These are amazing tools. These are amazing things, great steps to be taking. What Marianne and Dylan are doing, they're offering amazing mentorship, you guys, for the opportunity to move forward, to get yourself going. And what I'm inspired to ask of you right now, there's actually two things. One thing that I want to share with you is this. If this does not resonate with you, sharing this way that's been laid out, because they've laid it all out beautifully for you, make it yours. Make it yours. How do you want to invite? How do you want to experience it? Write it out. Get clear on what that experience looks like. For me, when I got clear on what that looked like, I can tell you I had 4 people in my first 120 days when I was here before this program join a higher level program in 1 month's time. And it's because I got so clear on what I wanted. And do you want to know the best part? My whole point of that was I received those people in. I received them into my world. 3 of the 4 people that joined, they contacted me and said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? One person I met randomly at a class, and she came and joined. So I'm telling you this because I'm inviting you right now to write down on your paper, what does it look like as you're inviting people? What is it going to look like? How do you want to experience it so that then you know your action steps? And I'm going to invite you to have at least 3 action steps that you're going to do this next week to take action on what Chris and many of these mentors have just taught you in inviting people and really doing this. Do not leave today without knowing what it looks like. Because I can guarantee you that is a pattern that is going to get you right back to where you're at right now. So have your steps, know what you're going to do, commit to it, and receive it in. It's as easy as that.
Thank you, Dana. And I want to tell you something about what Dana just said. Dana just said, she just shared something that's probably most important. You got to know what you want. How many of you, if you could transport 120 days in the future, how many of you would like to be founding partners? Then it starts with writing down a statement, I'm a founding partner. And believing it, because then we show up and do the things that match our intentions. So I want to thank you for sharing that. Right before we had this meeting, Dina leaned over to me and she said, Chris, you know I'm going to do this, right? And it's like, well,
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. I'm manifesting it, and I can feel it, and I'm excited. And I want to share that with you guys. If you want it, you can have some of that energy, because I got it in me, and I'm feeling it. And I'm so excited for these lives that are going to be changed, for people changing the world, and the ripple effect that will happen will be so phenomenal. It will change their whole world. And that is what gets me excited. That's what gets me so stoked to just get out there and share and love people.
I was working in our island yesterday. Is Erica Barney in here? Erica, are you in here? I don't see her. She came up to me this morning, and in our island, we talked about a lot of the tools they use in the Go Social program, and I gave some of those tools out in the island yesterday. And as I did so, Erica took that, she went home, she did it, and before the end of the event, she came up to me and she said, Marianne, I did yesterday what you said to do in the island. And you know what happened? I said, what happened? And she said, I enrolled 7 people in my business. 7 people in my business. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. And as we were celebrating, I asked her, how long does it usually take you to enroll that many people in your business? She said, it usually takes me a month. And I did it in 3 hours based on what you teach me in Go Social. And that's what we're giving you. It requires mindset and skill set. It requires what?
Mindset, skill set.
And that's what we have to offer you. This team up here, we give you everything you need to take the next step. This possibility is not a possibility. If you choose in, it's an inevitability. This gets to be what you experience.
Okay, we got time for 2 questions, if there are any at all. Come running over here.
I hope they don't run quite so fast.
Thank you, Leah.
Just a clarification on people that come on to Go Social. If they haven't been doing the steps, do they just come in and start doing where you are?
This is a really good question. So the question was, if they haven't been a part of Go Social, can they just jump in? Yes, absolutely. Go Social is designed like a program where you can just jump in and start playing the game wherever you're at. So don't worry if you jump in and you haven't been there before. You can start playing right where you're at.
Awesome. Any other questions on anything that we've covered? Coming back over here.
Is there a process to join the Go Social and the Mentor Me calls and stuff, or, how do you know when the calls are, how to dial the numbers?
Okay, here's what's awesome. If you're an ambassador, all you got to do is go to Go Social. So it's Limitless Go Social.
Facebook group. It's a Facebook group.
And then just say add me, and then we'll come through. And once we verify that you're an ambassador, click you're in, and we start training you. On Tuesday, same thing. You just got to show up. Tuesdays, 4 p.m. in Orem at our corporate office. If you're part of the Limitless tribe, there's the date, address, information, everything you need will be found there. And that's also where we stream the training that we do there. So there's nothing really else special they need to do, Dylan?
Yeah, we just post that live stream link to the tribe. And so if you're an ambassador, you have access to that video and receive the live training right then every week.
Awesome. Okay, we're coming over here.
The $99 a month Mentor Me ambassador fee, is that per person or is that per couple?
That's per couple.
Okay.
Great question. Thank you. And really the difference between the $99 a month and the $19.95 is that the $99 a month have access to purchasing unlimited bulk tickets from Limitless at that $20 price. So a lot of people will sell them at $100 or more, and they just make the difference on that. So that's the big difference. Great question. All right, friends, we're going to get ready for opening our doors at 2 o'clock. I want to thank you, and I want to thank my team for coming here and learning about our Founding Partner Program for our bonus session. Just curious, do we have any future founding partners that already know it now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Make the decision, show up, get trained, and do it and play, and have fun so that we can turn the 4-letter work word into the 4-letter love word. Sound good? All right, friends, thank you so much. We're going to get our staff on these doors, and we are going to jump into one of our last transformational processes this afternoon after our team process. Thank you very much.
You come